Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, so I left with Jason that he thought he could probably do.
Oh, here's Cheryl and Sheila.
He thought he could probably do, the park, at least the drainage in the parking lot. He says the drainage is fine, the catch basin's too high and then it's pitched wrong. So
Yeah.
we drop the basin and change the pitch, that'll take care of the drainage. So he was gonna try to do the parking lot, he told me up to 100%. But obviously, that's very different from the number he's showing there.
Well, supposedly he's had now
Unless
had conversations with the vendors who will actually do the work.
Right. So, but no, that's the number he told me before, 120,000
Yeah, for everything.
for everything. So that didn't change. He just had his numbers in between off a bit.
Yeah.
Where's the drainage in the rear parking? Where's the drainage issue, front or rear
Front.
parking? In the front. So,
Right in the middle, sort of the parking lot in the
so
front.
basically for now, we're stuck with the 50. He's gonna have to do what he can do for 50.
Well, I disagree.
Okay, how come?
Okay, I disagree because there is this money that's sitting here for drainage for the library for $11,300. It's been sitting there since 2013. It hasn't been used there. And it is a state grant that it appears the Barre, town of Barre was awarded this grant, not the library as such. So I'm thinking there's 11.3 that we probably could use. We will be having, the additional money coming from the feds. So if we take the 11.3, put it into the 50, we're up to the 61 that we thought we needed, but now we really need 84. So,
Right.
so you add the rest, let's just get it done right. I mean, we may have to wait until, I talked with Jason on the phone today, and we may have to wait till the cleanup meeting. They'll probably have a town meeting in September, October. We may have to do a late pour, but.
Probably do it later than that, I
Yeah.
think. That's the
Well,
problem.
and the
I don't
worst
know
that
if
could
we'll do-
happen is we might have to work with the school about a couple virtual days for kids.
We're usually not ready for town meeting that early in September. so
Yeah, well,
that's
I
why-
mean,
so that's why
September,
when I talked to-
October.
So when I talked to Jason
I mean,
originally,
if they're out there doing drainage, I mean,
but I talked to
I don't know if
Jason,
they'll allow virtual days, that's the problem, we don't know if the
Okay.
commissioner is going to allow virtual. He has said nothing virtual, even snow days, nothing.
now you're talking virtual, why? Because this won't be done?
no,
Well,
for something
wait,
different.
no, this is the Commissioner of
just in
Education,
terms of
Okay.
During, if you had to do it after the start of the school year.
and we couldn't have kids
It
there.
might prohibit parking or bus drop-off or something like that, so.
Yeah,
I had talked to Jason earlier, I said, well, we'll just wait till special town will appropriate money.
Yeah.
He said, well, it'll probably be too late at that point, because special town, we weren't planning, usually not till like November, December is when we're looking at it, get the special town meeting. It's a matter of when we get our free cash certified that it's usable, and it's usually not till after that.
well, you didn't get your certified until May this year, so we better be hustling.
Well, that's
Yeah.
and that's often the issue
Yeah.
for
Well,
special town meeting.
see, I think you're gonna have money. I think we're gonna have money to do this.
If we
It's-
do, then we can,
Yeah,
absolutely.
the only
That's
problem
not
is,
a problem.
how bad is the drainage to go another winter? And do it in the spring?
Same as it was this year.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for years. I found notes more that went back to the 80s,
Yeah.
when I was going through some boxes that this was an issue.
Jason agrees, it's gotta be done.
Well,
But-
I'd say let's do it right, and let's
Right.
do it if we
And
have
I
to wait till
agree.
the spring.
We had 50,000 appropriated last year, but it's obviously not gonna get anything done for us.
Well, no.
So it's gonna be silly to tear
And I
it up
think-
and fix.
And if Jason told me today, at least on the phone, that the earlier he can make an agreement, to have the thing
Well,
reclaimed or whatever they do,
right.
and so
The
forth,
better.
he can easily get a date, like for April vacation or something like that. Because they certainly can be doing macadam, as I call it, asphalt, as some people call it, in April.
So that might be the way to go, wait for special time. We're just not gonna have the money, even if we get this 11,000, it's not
Yeah,
gonna make
no.
what.
And I think I'd rather do it
change.
right and then do it in the fall, or just do it half, I was gonna say something that would be inappropriate, halfway.
Yes, half-hearted.
Yes, yeah, sounds a lot better when you do the English of it, yeah.
All right, so
I don't know if we need a motion, I'm happy to make it.
we certainly can take one, we can look for a motion to table this issue for now and have Jason hold off. And we can bring it up at the DPW commission meeting in a couple of weeks. And, obviously we'll talk in the meantime. We already missed the start date for the reclaim.
Mhm.
So that did not start when we wanted to, so nothing has to be done. And depending on how much money we put in, if we're gonna spend 84, you go for 120, we've got it all done.
Well, yeah.
I'd rather have it done.
Well, I'm not
Done,
opposed to the
done.
120, but,
No,
you
it's
know,
not.
we can see what
It's
the money
not a
looks
big
like over
difference.
time.
It depends what we're gonna put into it and where it comes from. You know we'll have free cash next year, but that won't be in time for this to be done in a timely manner.
Yeah.
Dylan, do you have anything else, any input or thoughts?
No, holding it off makes sense. And we also don't know if there's going to be any sort of holdup with this. Jessica didn't seem
She thought,
100% certain that
Yeah,
this
we-
is foolproof here. to be able to
Right,
use
well,
these
what
funds.
happened like last year, we're trying to, there was money allocated for the senior center roof. They later got a grant to cover that expense, so the money was sitting there. They wanted us to let them take that money and use it pardon me, they got it for insulation, I think. And they wanted to use it to do a new roof. Well, we haven't talked about a new roof, there's no ESPAs for new roof, we're not just gonna lateral money for it, but it would have made the difference to buy the chief car for the fire chief last year. So we were gonna encumber that money in the fire chief car. And it was just told at the town meeting, we can't do it. The town attorney said, can't do that.
Yeah.
It's one thing to go from insulation in the senior ceiling to the senior roof, that would be okay. It's a whole different bucket when you take it from one building to the next and repurpose it, so. We may, just because of the amount, need to go through a town meeting process
Yeah.
to re-encumber the funds somewhere else. We may be allowed to do it, but I would suspect we're gonna need the town vote
Yeah.
to do it.
well, I don't have a problem with that, but
So-
I just have a problem with doing it halfway in the fall just to say we did it, because I think that's just a mistake. Then we're sitting in the spring and
Right.
saying, now what are we
Well,
doing?
Unfortunately, we dropped the ball a year ago when we had so much going on, and we're
Yeah.
doing the special town meeting outside, doing it late, replacing the town administrator, replacing the treasurer, and so much going on. I never questioned where the number came from. And Jason said, it didn't come from me. I'm like, great. So now we have 50,000 allocated. It's just a ballpark guess. It
Yeah.
doesn't do anything
Yeah.
for us.
Well,
And that's
it's,
why it's where it is.
yeah,
But-
well, it's not a big deal as long as we have a
Yeah.
plan to get it
All right,
done.
so why don't we table it?
Yeah, I move that we table action on the Ruggles Lane parking lot repairs until the spring, when we will make efforts to complete the project at that time.
Second.
Motion is second to table this project till the spring. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for vote. All those in favor? And next topic, quickly, we have a list of wage authorizations to Department of Public Works.
Before the school people leave, I'm nervous about the $50,000 for the generator as well.
52, yes. Jason said that's not enough.
And so I think we may have to get back together on that. Not that it's going to be a problem for you, it's just going to be a problem for the town as we, work on getting the appropriate size.
So I think it would be helpful if Jason actually worked with us and maybe we could work together to see what needs to be done, because we tried to do that with him on this project in April. We voiced our concerns about it. He guaranteed us in April at that meeting, he had plenty of money to do this project. So if he can reach out to us and we can work together on the generator, what size do we need, whatever, he can get a quote just as easy as we can. We'll work together to get it.
We'll have to take
But-
it up at the commission meeting, because that's the authority that has control over what he does, not technically us.
Oh, yeah, I'll be happy to bring that to his attention, and hopeful that we can get this done and, right-size the generator, because I think that's important, that we
Right.
right-size it so that
All right,
it can
He
be,
can put it in for 50 grand, but it might not do what we need it
Yeah.
to do, so we'll
Yeah.
deal with that.
Yeah, we did raise the issue, we did not think that was enough when we met with him. We were trying to get some dates, because it was difficult for us to schedule
right,
and make sure that it was done, because we have a lot of summer school programs at Ruggles Lane this year, because of the Hubbardston roof going. So we were trying to make sure that it was able to be done. When we did meet with him, we did say, are you sure that this is?
I don't think we'll have trouble encumbering the rest of the funds we need to
No, I
finish the
don't.
project.
Right.
So
I
the
think-
town's already put the money forward to start them. I don't think it's gonna be a problem to finish them.
yeah,
The generator is probably only like 20,000 off.
yeah,
And, the parking lots, we talked to parking lot, this is everything, which is
Yeah.
why it's,
Yeah.
part of why it's so much more. Well, it's not even that much more, but,
we'll all be well retired by the time the parking lot needs to be done again.
Yes.
well, that's the idea.
Even you, Cheryl,
And hopefully the way things are going, we can.
you thought 30 years, before 30 years?
All right, well, let's keep moving on so we can roll out of here in less than 15 minutes.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Okay, do I have a motion for this list of wage authorizations as they are listed?
I move the approval of the wage authorizations as listed with the proviso that the administrative assistant will just check to make sure there's no, inaccuracies. I know that the step increases, I think, are by anniversary date, and thus that needs to be, just let her check it. But I would recommend approval of those wage authorizations with the proviso that the administrative assistant at least just review it and pay it. Make sure, I think it's probably all accurate, but I haven't reviewed them against contract. I'm assuming she will do that.
Okay.
I did speak with a constituent recently after last meeting. They weren't able to hear the list of, we didn't say out loud the list of folks
Okay.
we're doing wage authorizations for.
Correct.
And
It has to be posted on the website.
yeah, so it'll be posted on the website, but I thought that in case anyone's listening, they might want to hear it.
I'll be happy.
In the spirit of transparency, we might as well take the extra.
Well, I'll do,
Given we only have about 14 tonight, I'm not objectionable to it, but I didn't want to sit and list 94.
the wage authorizations for DPW, Jason Pimentel, $80,563. James DeRosa, $34.04 per hour. Christopher Shabbat, $21.62 per hour. Odin Forgy, $21.62 per hour. Jacob Polchowski, $20.88 per hour, including a step increase.
That'll make them 21.30.
Yeah, and so that will give him to $21.30. Mark Robbins, $22.26 per hour. Kyle Noel, with a step increase, $28.93 per hour. Owen Benoit, $14.28 an hour. Scott Churchill, $28.96 an hour. Thomas George, $31.15 per hour. Sean Fitzgibbons, $23.58 per hour. Eric Walters, $29.36 per hour.
With the step increase.
That's with the step increase. Sean Fitzgibbons, $23.93 per hour. Jonathan Wheeler, $26.11 per hour. And Shannon O'Connor, $23.26 per hour.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
Motion is second to approve the wage increase, wage rates as just listed. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now, you see where that one, Benoit, who's mowing, you see why we have trouble keeping mowers? 20-something, 20-something, 14. That's why we have trouble keeping mowers.
What do you mean, the $14.28?
We need 2 or 3 to mow for the summer, and we've got to do something to move that, because nobody wants to work.
Is this part of the contract, or is this just a
No.
summer rate,
That's
so
a
we can change
It's a
that?
summer rate, so we're gonna need to start to change that in, seasonal. We need to get those seasonal, the old tradition is, if somebody works full-time, they get the benefits and the better pay. Then if you work part-time, you get less pay and no benefit, and that never made sense to me. And if anything, the
Well, we can
part-timer
change
get- The part-timer could have the same pay or more pay, because he's not getting any benefits. He could be the premium pay guy. But typically you don't, because they're part-time. But I certainly think the salary should be adjusted up, significantly from there.
Do you have a recommendation, or do we recommend that Jessica do a study and give us information at our July 17th meeting so that we can take action? Because if we can't mow the lawns, that's pretty sad.
We'll take action later with more input, but my recommendation, the lowest paid here, Jake's at 21.30, but he's a regular laborer, and he'll have benefits, but, getting close, maybe $20 an hour to mow would be reasonable. People might.
So you're gonna
wanna do
make it so that I'm gonna wanna mow.
I doubt it, but okay. Because they're out there today mowing, I've seen guys that mow.
Oh, I know.
They don't get covered machines and air conditioning. They're sitting on the seat in the hot sun mowing all
Yeah.
day. It's miserable.
It is miserable today.
We're lucky someone wants to do it for 14, and if we can bump that to 20,
Yeah.
I think we'll have a good chance. So we'll have to let Jessica talk, look at surrounding
Well,
rates.
yeah,
talk to
I think we
Jason.
should just take action as soon as we can, because not let a whole season go by.
We could right now, but then we're going to affect our
Oh, no,
budget.
I'm not saying we should do it right now, but I think
I know.
we should take action in July, in the middle of July, when our
Right.
next meeting is.
But it's going to impact the budget depending what we've allowed. If you allowed for your 3 guys at 14, then we could
Yeah.
put on 2
Two.
at 20, and we'd have
We'll be
something.
in good shape.
And I think that's probably reasonable to do. But
Just
we'll
we
double
gotta-
check it with DPW and Jason
Yeah.
and the budgets and see what we can do, and it's only part-time, so it doesn't, you know, it's not $40,000 a year, it's not even 6 months, it's probably, you know, yeah, if it's a third of that, it's like 13, 14, 15,000 each. I mean, not huge, but doable. That's
That's it.
all we have to do officially. We'll wait and see what comes back with just the things we can do with that money. I think the parking lot, you know, we've got 50,000, it's 71 more, and it's all done, everything.
Yeah.
And we don't have to worry about Ruggles Lane, because it's getting in really bad shape up there. The wage authorizations are done, we should be able to deal with that stuff in special town or in the spring.
Yeah.
However we do it. If we know we're gonna have the money, we certainly wanna try to, like you say, give Jason the opportunity to line it up to do it with April or something, or it could always be this time next year when school closes, if we had to, when he has time to just fit it in.
Well, then it's in another fiscal year, that's the
It-
problem. We
it
have to
is, but
revote
it
the whole
is,
thing.
You know, but that
Yeah.
it's done right, the communication was faulted on it, unfortunately. We were so busy, none of us double checked. I never asked where the number comes from.
Yeah.
I assume, which is horrible, that it came from, you know, Jason and the school working together, and that's not what happened, so it didn't work. Anybody have anything else you want to bring up quickly? All right, that's gonna wrap it up for this year, folks. I'll see you all at DPW meeting, second Monday.
Second Monday.
And then we'll have our meeting on the third Monday, and hopefully just one after that. And if any businesses come up, bring them to Jessica, and we'll address them at whatever meeting we
Yeah,
get. We'll
and I'll
get
be
two
working
shots.
with the finance people on just reviewing the audit, so I can give a report to you as well.
Excellent, that would be nice.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
This is like heaven.
I was shooting for 15 minutes, so we went a little long, but okay.
It's better than 12:15.
I'm gonna second that motion. We have a motion to second to adjourn. Any further discussion?
Sam?
Excuse me. Before you adjourn, I came here, I'd like to ask something if I may.
I'll give you 30 seconds,
You give me what?
20 seconds. Something quick, Sam. We want to get out of here. This is just a housekeeping business meeting is all it was.
Oh, I thought this was an open meeting.
It was just for
It
housekeeping.
was, all we
and
had
short
to do was
business.
do a wage authorization
Oh, I
and,
thought it was open, well, anyway,
They're all open meetings.
okay. I've been hearing some grumbling, and I want to try to get an understanding about the treasurer and the assistant to the treasurer. There's some issues about them not being able to get their numbers. Somebody's holding up someone else. Have anybody heard about this? Has Maureen heard about
well,
any issues about
I'll be meeting with the,
the finance?
with the finance group relative to the audit and other issues with, relative to the audit. So I'm sure I'm going to hear about it. If it's grumbling, well, I can listen to grumbling, but we'll be,
Certainly nothing the board's heard of or addressed, and nothing we're ready to speak about tonight, because
Right.
we haven't had any input and no one else has any advance warning to come discuss
I'm
it. so.
understanding that there's some holdup between one person, there's two people up there, I guess.
Okay.
Is that correct? There's the treasurer, and then there's a,
well, there's a finance team, and there's all different people, not all of them, but several different people with several different jobs. And there's no question that on any given day, everybody's dependent upon the other person doing X. And if X is a little slower, then Y is slowed down. It's just part of the process. And, if there's any significant issue of concern, I'll definitely hear about it when we go through the audit information. And
is there any holdup, by the way? Is there any holdup?
We're getting further than a public comment that I'm comfortable with. I'm going to move the motion. We have a motion to
I'm-
adjourn.
I'm
All those in
speaking.
favor,
I'm
please?
speaking.
Aye.
I'm
Do you
speaking.
want to cast a vote on
I
that
think you're pretty
motion?
rude, O'Sullivan.
Well, we have two and an abstain on the vote. We are adjourned. Sam, you can feel free to talk to Dr. Marshall or Nicholas whenever you want without a meeting, without tying up the
I
meeting.
think we should have a meeting.